The future of work is completely different from what you expect. No, not only because of the remote work, the definition of what the full-time job is will completely change. And in this video, as we wrap up the crazy year of 2021, I'll give you a few predictions for the coming years. Welcome to the TohirT channel. My name is TohirT and let's do this. Depending on your age and when you started your career, you will think of those old days when people used to work for the same company for 20 to 25 years as fondly or as something that's crazy and archaic. In today's world, the average tenure at the company is around 2 years, and this is all because of this age of free agency, where we as employees stop defining ourselves based on the companies we work for and start thinking of ourselves as individuals working for the companies. I matter. I as an employee matter. I fully expect that 10 years from now, our kids and grandkids, as they enter the workspace, they will look back at the age of the free agency today, and they will feel the same way as we feel about this 20 to 25 year tenures at the companies prior. And all of this is because the way the 9-to-5 work is conducted today, completely changing. I believe blockchain is the answer. No. They're like, TohirT, you're again talking about the blockchain. No, I'm just excited about the technology. Not going to talk about NFTs, not going to talk about the cryptos. All it is A, a prediction, a possible path that might be true or might be taken completely off the roadmap. And B, I want to use the blockchain to describe to you how the nature of our work will change and why I think it needs to change. Because in today's world, when we think about ourselves, we're already pushing more and more in the direction of representing ourselves as a personal brand. What I think will happen in the near future is that this will take the dominance. It will no longer be about which company you work for. It will be a lot more about what skills or practices or areas of expertise do you represent, you as a personal brand. You will have that score, you'll have that categorization out there for people to consume and decide whether they want you to be part of the project. And instead of you being full-time assigned to a single company, I expect you have a range of choices, from predominantly allocating your time with one specific company to sharing the same type of work that you do, but distributing it across multiple companies and working on Monday for one enterprise, on Tuesday for another enterprise, Thursday, Wednesday, maybe doing something in person in the local store or place of business, and on Friday, just taking off to some other part of the world, conducting the same type of work, but from maybe a beach or the snowy mountain. Yes, I just described your boring accounting job as some sort of like a mercenary again for hire nomad who travels all around the world, looks slick, does the work, moves to another place and part of the world. In all reality, the reason why I think it will work is because in this past couple of years now, and to not make light of the tragic events that COVID brought, one of those, I guess, interesting positives that it exposed, we can conduct our jobs from everywhere as long as it's based on the internet. So why won't you be able to go and start thinking about your workload in the matter of projects and the contracts? And the contracts can be 1 year long, 1 month long, 1 week long, or maybe even a day and a few hour long contracts, the tasks that you perform in whether it's a business or professional space, entrepreneurial or creative space, conducting from anywhere around the world using your internet connection. You could in theory daisy chain link those contracts, and as you complete one, you accept another one, and you can decide for yourself whether you want to be employed and work for in one particular company for a succession of projects, say 2, 3, 5, 10 years. That will be a possibility. Or you'll be the kind of person who'll use it as a way to explore different careers, different venues, explore different companies, try different companies and see how they treat you. All of this requires a single record system that will enable companies, employees, all other business owners all around the world, and yourself to connect and understand who acquired what kind of skills, what kind of experience they possess, and what kind of jobs they can complete. This is where the blockchain enters, because I think it's important for us to be able to expose all of the different projects we worked on with a certain level of privacy, of course, exposing the kind of skills we possess, the amount of different projects in that space that we've completed, so that we have that public profile. It's almost like LinkedIn on steroids, but it's public, it's available to anyone. Combine that with some sort of personal representation, maybe a video like this where you talk a little bit about yourself, or maybe there's a feedback loop where people can almost like submit Yelp reviews of your performance in the past. All of this will take us eventually to the place where we can accept those projects with a one click. It'll literally be something that pops up as a notification. Hey, here's the contract, here's the duration, here's the kind of projects and the work that you'll do, and here's the pay, and you'll be able to right away on the spot decide swipe left or swipe right and move on with your day. I've spoken plenty in some of these videos over here about the technology that is blockchain and how it can support other different venues in the creator economy, but let's set aside. Let's focus on something that's very grounded. What is the motivation for us to work? There are really and primarily two distinct motivations for us. One is a clear and obvious one: to support our lifestyle, to support our families, to provide food and a shelter to the loved ones. But the other one is really not associated with the companies. It is the desire to be professionally fulfilled, to feel like you're contributing something, that you're accomplishing something, the desire to push yourself forward. It never is associated with a very specific company. It's more likely associated with a skill or a kind of projects and a kind of work that you want to do. Take it to the nth degree. Put it on the blockchain because you need a transparent record. You cannot leverage resumes that can be faked. You cannot leverage LinkedIn profiles that can be really, consequential to the kind of work that you've done. Remove all of that aside. If you create that clean sheet, that record that is available to everyone, that people can leverage to decide whether they want to see you employed at their company or not, you're all of a sudden now liberated to decide and shape what your 9 to 5 looks like. And trust me, there'll be plenty of people who will fall back into the regular, I want to stick with a single company for a couple of years and maybe I want to move on. There'll also be people who are needed in person, providing our support and the services, whether it's installing different devices in our locations, whether it is, serving food in the cafeteria, selling us items in the grocery store. Those jobs will not go away, and there'll be opportunity for those people to remain grounded, remain stationed in a particular geography and not move and not worry about having a good internet connection. But this liberation that the internet provided, combined with the blockchain, now just enables people to move around, and I think this is the power of it. Legal, taxes, all of those items will have to be figured out, but once they are, all the capital that will be moved thanks to this kind of enablement through the blockchain and the internet will just allow us to see more of the third world countries developing further and further up. I live for the day when the third world country, like the one I'm from, is developed to the point that looks like this image from a video game Dreamfall, which is, by the way, Casablanca. Made me fall in love with that vision of the tech world that still represents some sort of old school Middle Eastern culture. This is the future that I'd like to see, and I think this is the future that is enabled when you do not have to worry about where you're located, and it's purely based on the quality of work that you do, the kind of projects that you complete, and you can move through your day in whichever way you want. So hours do not matter, when you're up or when you go to sleep do not matter. It's all about the exact projects that you complete. The reason why I'm confident it will work in one shape or another, and it will evolve over time, is because this is how the creator economy works today already. We have the creators all over the world creating their content, creating their own brands, creating different branches of how they represent their personal brand out there online, and people consume it. And the creators make the living out of it. So we slowly see that path, and those creators will eventually lead to the place where they become business owners. They create the companies and they employ people, and because they grew up working like this, they will essentially instill it in their employees, and a couple of generations later, this will be the way that the economy works. This will be the way that traditionally people understand how their 9 to 5 looks like. And this is why it's exciting. This is why I think it's so connected to what we're doing today, because the creator economy, as in many places before, we're a little bit ahead of that curve, and we're leading the pack to what all those other more traditional companies, century-old companies, will have to follow or die trying. A little bit of dark mode. No, everyone will succeed. Let's not finish it on the darker note. Everyone will succeed, everyone will evolve, they will break apart, they'll build together. There'll be a lot of new things ahead of us on the horizon, starting, I'm sure, in 2022. And did my abstract idea make sense? Did anything I say make you worried? And what are other things or items about that future that I've described excite you? Share your thoughts, ideas, or questions about my vision in the section below. We're getting close to the end of the year. My mind kind of starts shifting to thinking about what the next year would look like, what are some of the projects we need to complete, and just consuming so much stuff about the creator economy and just getting really ingrained in it over the past couple of years got me thinking about, hey, how would that influence my 9 to 5 that I still have? There's still a corporate job that I pursue. So all of this together just creates this interesting vision in my head that still needs to shape up and still will change. But I'm confident that there's a lot more coming in that direction of travel. And if you're curious about similar kind of stories, different ideations, or you're just purely here to learn about the creator economy and other inspirational individuals, well, there's plenty of content like that on my channel because I'm here every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this video with some of your friends. Here are a few videos for you to enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.